But man, the believer, I must stress, the believer has a power available that is greater than all of these powers combined. Oh, Brother Mills, now, you're talking about a military second to none. You're talking about forces of nature that can destroy a quarter of the earth. You're talking about powers beyond flesh and blood. But I'm talking about a power that is beyond flesh and blood. And it's in every one of us. It's in every believer who calls upon the name of the Lord and is saved. And if you're not, today you can believe on him and be saved. Today is the day of salvation. Don't put off tomorrow. People die every day. Oh, I got plenty of time. There's a lot of folk in the graveyard thought they had plenty of time. Don't you push it off one more day. Don't you let the devil lie to you one more day that you're okay. If you don't know Jesus as Lord and Savior, you're not okay. But you can be. In Matthew 21, verse 22, somebody say, give us word, Pastor. Come on, say it again. Give me word. Because that's truth. Matthew 21, 22 says all things. How many things? How many things? Most of them? Part of them? 2/3? 9/10? I dare you to say all things. Whatsoever you asking, there's the power. Prayer. Oh, you just going to talk about prayer again? See, that's the problem. There are too many folks talking about it and not enough people participating in it. Believing you shall receive them. Now notice now, not just praying, but praying and believing that you'll receive it. In other words, is God a liar or does God tell the truth? Can I ask you a question? If God is who he said he is and God does what he says he'll do, then why do we have trouble believing? Has God ever not done what he said? Has he not kept his word? Has he not been faithful? If he has, then you got a reason not to believe him. But the Bible tells me never once has he failed us. So then why is it so hard to believe? God didn't even ask you to try to understand it. He didn't even ask you to figure it out. He didn't ask you to make a jigsaw puzzle. He said, just believe me for my name's sake, for what I've already done. I've already been faithful. God challenged one of the authors in the Bible and said, show me once what I've ever failed you. Where I didn't do what I said I would do. You know, I got problems believing people that lied to me. I've got problems believing in people who cheated me. I've got problems in people who may have let me down, but never once did God let me down. Come on, somebody be honest and say, never once, preacher. Never once. Now, maybe he did some things you didn't like. Oh. He didn't give you what you wanted. Here we go. Lord, I don't go to church much, but when I go, I'm single, and I expect you to give me a man. Number one, if you come to church looking anything other than God, you already out of line. You already missed the mark. Preacher, back up. I ain't backing up. Can't back up. God's behind me. I can't go no further. Either I got to quit or get out. I don't plan on quitting. I don't plan on dying soon. Somebody's going to be miserable. I ain't going away. I'm not stopping. I don't care who I offend. Because number one, I hope it's the devil. Come on. I hope to offend the devil every time I pick up a microphone. I hope to offend the devil every time I lay out of bed and put my foot on the floor. I hope hell trembles. Oh, come on, preacher. We just talking about a little bit of Christians. Let me tell you something. Hell ought to shudder when you get up in the mornings.